Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, it seems that we're not doing too great here, right? We're not doing too great on this mere fact of Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris is now being exposed for something quite atrocious. Because she didn't really put down the didn't put down the death penalty for this individual here. We have this from Maze, and CNN also had this recorded, so we'll be watching the video. You'll be watching the video as well. And it goes on to say, April 2004, San Francisco police officer Isaac Espinoza and his partner were on patrol when they saw someone who appeared to be suspiciously concealing something under his jacket. As they were identifying themselves, the man took out an AK-47 and fired at least 12 rounds at the two officers. Espinoza was killed. His partner was hit but survived. The officers never even had a chance to pull out their weapons. A day later, an arrest was made. The suspect was a gang member with a violent criminal history who admitted to being in the neighborhood to purchase drugs. 3 days after the incident, before the funeral and without even speaking to Espinoza's family, the District Attorney Kamala Harris held a press conference to announce that she was going to pursue the death penalty. At the funeral, Senator Dianne Feinstein rebuked for Kamala Harris for not seeking the death penalty. Feinstein received a standing ovation at the funeral. Espinoza's wife was devastated that Harris never reached out to her, not even to offer condolences. CNN aired this clip earlier in 2019. For some reason, I don't think that CNN will air it this year. And I don't think so as well. So without further ado, my friends, here is the actual video in itself.
Isaac Espinoza.
Yay!
Young father.
Come on, Daddy. There you go.
Devoted husband.
Daddy's angel.
And San Francisco police officer until his end of watch, April 10th, 2004.
His captain comes over and I'm just sitting there and he hands me his star. I remember I walk into this room and he still had blood here. He was laying there with his eyes closed and I saw the blood here. And I walked over to him and I was just like, wake up.
Just 29, Espinoza was gunned down with an AK-47 by a 21-year-old gang member. A new district attorney had just been elected in San Francisco, Kamala Harris, her first elected position. 3 days after Officer Espinoza's death, Harris held a news conference, pledging to keep a campaign promise: no death penalty.
In San Francisco, it is the will, I believe, of a majority of people that the most severe crimes be met with the most severe consequences, and that life without possibility of parole is a severe consequence.
I felt.
So what we have here is great old Kamala Harris, a man that was gunned down and murdered, as brutally as he was, and he receives no death penalty. Now, we can go and say that, maybe the death penalty might not be warranted or not, but it just goes to show that she is not seeking death penalty. She is not looking for anything of the sort, and thinks that, maybe death penalty is going too far. I think this is dumb, because I think such as, child grabbers and the like kind of deserve to be, put on death penalty row. They can't really be retutitionized. They can't be brought back into the public because their tendencies still tend to grow. So, I don't know about you guys, but Kamala Harris is not seeming like the greatest person to have in this country. More to do with this.
Something from us. She had just taken justice from us, from Isaac.
Did she call you?
No, she never called me. I just don't understand how or why she would. You can't even wait till he's buried. You can't even wait to talk to the family. You can't just wait and, have some compassion and check in on the family.
And I'm standing there and I'm going, oh my God.
Gary Delanis, the man standing next to Harris, was the president of the San Francisco Police Officers Association at the time.
You're thinking to yourself, okay, is she sorry that this kid died, or is this just a political opportunity? Is this just an opportunity for her to double down on the fact she's not going to pursue the death penalty? What would her motives be to do this so soon after the death?
Sir, that is a very good question. What would be her motive to do this so soon after the death? And another thing, too, is that she doesn't even consult or talk to the families whatsoever before she, you know, lays down what, like, no death penalty. That's the insane thing. She doesn't go out and talk to the families about the whole situation. You know, maybe Kamala Harris, it might be a good idea to talk to the families, to try to represent the families and stuff like that. Maybe going and doing something like this to represent the families that, you know, want actual justice and all that, seek the death penalty, maybe go on the family's behalf because that's what they want. But no, of course, you are going to ignore them. You're going to ignore them and reduce it to a lifetime imprisonment. And not even this guy is not being very nice to Harris in this respect.
The political blowback for Harris was enormous. At Espinosa's funeral, as Harris sat in the pews, U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein indirectly rebuked the new DA for not seeking the death penalty. The hundreds of officers gave Feinstein a standing ovation.
The way it was handled and the timing, it was just.
For you, this is not about the death penalty.
No.
In the months that followed, Renata Espinosa wrote Kamala Harris a letter. Years passed. The family says Harris never responded. They say they had only one face-to-face meeting with Harris, arranged by an assistant district attorney.
She never reached out to me, never came over and said, I'm sorry for your loss, nothing.
Why do you, as a victim of crime, need the district attorney to say those things?
Because it makes me feel like, okay, you honestly do care about what happens, you know. And not only that, but it shows that you're compassionate, you know, that you have feelings. It's losing somebody and having somebody that is going to fight for justice come up to you and say, I'm sorry for your loss.
On the campaign trail, Harris would not answer why she did not personally reach out to the family, but says someone from her office did and defended her handling of the case.
I did not ask for permission to make my decision.
Officer Espinosa's murderer, David Hill, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Why is that important to know, as President of the United States, how she treated you?
You're going to be president of the United States. That's a lot. Are you going to show compassion? Are you going to be for the people? Are you going to be for yourself? Are you really being you?
I like the best part here of what this woman is saying. Are you really being you? No, Kamala Harris is a chameleon. Kamala Harris will quite easily brand herself anything as she so sees fit in order to progress her political career. That's the only thing that she will do. She will steal your ideas, she will steal your policies, etc., and make sure that she is the one that pretends that, oh, I am this person, but in reality, I am not. This is the type of person that we're dealing with, guys. Kamala Harris is this person that will, refused to seek the death penalty, and even one of the judges revoked her. This is something that Kamala Harris is. She was not liked a lot during the judges, and she is not liked now. So I don't see to where she's going to possibly win and all this. And of course, CNN is not going to put this out again. CNN is not going to see the light of day, because this would work against the narrative. This would paint Harris as an evil piece of garbage person, and this would make a lot of women change their tunes, because it would be more of an emotional tug for them, and it would probably make them think differently of just now voting for her. But of course, the CNN doesn't want that. The media doesn't want that. So they will never post this again. They will never criticize Harris. And this is just kind of the reality that we're in. Well, guys, that's it for the video. Right, so I share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.